And I'm not speaking to you tonight as a Democratic candidate for sheriff of Franklin County, but as a candidate of Franklin County for sheriff of Franklin County, because I have to serve each and every citizen of this county, regardless of their background, their race, ethnicity, regardless, I have to serve them. So I have to have no blinders on whatsoever, and that is important. Because when I go out to your door and you was a victim of a crime, I can only look at this as you've been a victim, and I must be professional. And anyone who works for Joe Lynch, as sheriff of Franklin County, will be professional. Because I will have things in place for them to be professional. You cannot expect a person to perform their duties if you're not giving them the tools to do it well. I believe in that firmly. You gotta expect from your people what you put in them. And if you train them from the beginning, you know how they're going to be at the end. So that's important as a sheriff of the county. To be open-minded, to be transparent. That is one of the most important things I see here in Franklin County that needs to be done now, is transparency. Because when we find out things here in Franklin County, most of the time the damage has been done and it's too late. I am a proactive person. I believe in proactive law enforcement. I believe in fixing it before it gets broken. Because once it gets broken, it costs more to fix it than to fix it on the beginning. And that is important to me. I believe in customer service. Customer service is critical. Because part of customer service, for as I'm concerned, is open door policy. Anyone that calls up to the sheriff's office should be able to at any time to speak to their sheriff within a reason, personally, if they choose to do so. Because the sheriff serves at the pleasure of the people, and the people does not serve for the sheriff. Sometimes people tend to get that mixed up. It's his responsibility to serve the people the best of his ability. And I can tell you, I'm not a perfect person, and I'll probably make mistakes along the way. But what I will not do is be disloyal to the citizens who vote me in. And what I will not do is waste the taxpayers' money. Every dollar will be accounted for. I would allow at any time anyone to come within reason to audit the sheriff's office at any time they want to. Because that money should be spent where you get the most out of your money. And I know Franklin County got about close to a $6 million budget. And for that kind of money, we deserve professional leadership. My background in law enforcement, in every organization I work for, demanded professionalism. I demand professionalism. But first you have to implement that from your people. Certain programs have to be put in place. As I said before, I will implement a FTO program. And what an FTO program is a field training operation for officers. Field training officer program. When you graduate from the basic law enforcement school, for any law enforcement officers in here, and I know who's in here all, you have just got the basic. And that's what that means. You have just got the basic fundamentals of being a police officer or a deputy sheriff or whatever your job is. From there, it is the responsibility of management to make sure that that officer is trained further. And you have to have a program in place for that to happen. You cannot just put him with a veteran officer and say, train him. Even though that veteran officer may be good at his job, he may not be a good training officer. So you have to make sure that this officer knows how to train. And everything that this officer does must be documented for civil liability. That's important, to lessen the civil liability. So he should be exposed to at least 90 to 95% of the situation that he be running into on a day-to-day basis. And it's important that this is documented by the training officer and also by the trainee. So if down the road, if you run into a situation, you cannot say, well, I was not exposed to this, I'm not familiar with this. So what that does, it makes the office more professional. It makes the job of the sheriff more easy when he got people that's trained to do their job.